In this presentation, you will learn about the ideas of Jurgen Habermas. Although critical theory may be on the decline, Jurgen Habermas and his theories are very much alive. Habermas argues that Marx failed to distinguish between two analytically distinct components of species being work and social interaction. In Habermas's view, Marx tended to ignore the latter and to reduce it to work. Throughout his writings, Habermas's work is informed by this distinction, although he is most prone to use the terms purposive rational action and communicative action. Under the heading Purposive Rational Action, Habermas distinguishes between instrumental action and strategic action. Both involve the calculated pursuit of self-interest. Instrumental action involves a single actor rationally calculating the best means to a given goal. Strategic action involves two or more individuals coordinating purposivational action in the pursuit of a goal. The objective of both instrumental and strategic action is instrumental mastery. Habermas is most interested in communicative action, in which the actions of the agents involved are coordinated not through egocentric calculations of success, but through acts of reaching understanding. In communicative action, participants are not primarily oriented to their own successes. They pursue their individual goals under the condition that they can harmonize their plans of action on the basis of common situation definitions. Whereas the end of purposive rational action is to achieve a goal, the objective of communicative action is to achieve communicative understanding. Clearly, there is an important speech component in communicative action. However, such action is broader than encompassing speech acts or equivalent nonverbal expressions. Habermas's key point of departure from Marx is to argue that communicative action, not purposive rational action, is the most distinctive and pervasive human phenomenon. It is the foundation of all sociocultural life as well as all the human sciences. Whereas Marx was led to focus on work, Habermas is led to focus on communication. Rationalization. The rationalization of communicative action leads to communication free from domination, free and open communication. Rationalization here involves emancipation, removing restrictions on communication. This is where Habermas's previously mentioned work on legitimations and more generally ideology fits in. That is, these are two of the main causes of distorted communication, causes that must be eliminated if we are to have free and open communication. At the level of social norms, such rationalization would involve decreases in normative repressiveness and rigidity, leading to increases in individual flexibility and reflectivity. The development of this new, less restrictive or non-prescriptive normative system lies at the heart of Habermas's theory of social evolution. Instead of a new productive system, rationalization for Habermas leads to a new, less distorting normative system. Although he regards it as a misunderstanding of his position, many have accused Habermas of cutting his Marxian roots in this shift from the material level to the normative level. The end point of this evolution for Habermas is a rational society. Rationality here means removal of the barriers that distort communication, but more generally, it means a communication system in which ideas are openly presented and defended against criticism. Unconstrained agreement develops during argumentation. Communication. Habermas distinguishes between the previously discussed communicative action and discourse. Whereas communicative action occurs in everyday life, discourse is that form of communication that is removed from contexts of experience and action and whose structure assures us that the bracketed validity claims of assertions, recommendations, or warnings are the exclusive object of discussion. that participants, themes, and contributions are not restricted except with reference to the goal of testing the validity claims in questions, that no force except that of the better argument is exercised, and that all motives except that of the cooperative search for truth are excluded. In the theoretical world of discourse, but also hidden and underlying the world of communicative actions, is the ideal speech situation in which force or power does not determine which arguments win out. Instead, the better argument emerges victorious. The weight of evidence and argumentation determine what is considered valid or true. The arguments that emerge from such a discourse are true. Thus, Habermas adopts a consensus theory of truth. This truth is a part of all communication, and its full expression is the goal of Habermas's evolutionary theory. As Thomas McCarthy says, the idea of truth points ultimately to a form of interaction that is free from all distorting influences. The good and true life that is the goal of critical theory is inherent in the notion of truth. It is anticipated in every act of speech. Consensus arises theoretically in discourse when four types of validity claims are raised and recognized by interactants. First, the speaker's utterances are seen as understandable and comprehensible. Second, the propositions offered by the speaker are true, that is, the speaker is offering reliable knowledge. Third, the speaker is being truthful, and since in offering the propositions, the speaker is reliable. Fourth, it is right and proper for the speaker to utter such propositions. He or she has the normative basis to do so. Consensus arises when all these validity claims are raised and accepted. It breaks down when one or more are questioned. Returning to an earlier point, there are forces in the modern world that distort this process, prevent the emergence of a consensus, and would have to be overcome for Habermas's ideal society to come about. Thank you for watching the presentation. Do like, subscribe, share, and leave your comments about this presentation or any other topics you would like to learn more about.